funny sound that the meeting is being recorded. I'm still waiting for the hosts. If you're not sleeping, send me reactions, please. Let me confirm that you're not sleeping. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, my hosts. I don't want to see my host is sleeping. My host is not sleeping. Mm, sorry. Thank you. So, so we can continue. So, like I was saying, let me go back to my presentation slide. Yeah. So, like I was saying, a symbol by itself represents one pin group or one functional element of a physical component. So the coil of a contactor is one symbol. Each set of main contacts is another symbol. An auxiliary contact is yet another symbol. There are several, I would say these are separate graphical elements on separate pages, but they all belong to the same physical device. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. I want you to really understand the difference between if you are saying a symbol and a device. So if I'm just bringing this out alone, I'm saying this is a symbol. This is a symbol. So this is one symbol, this is another symbol, just one symbol. And I can decide to build, let's say a direct online setup, and I'll just be like, I want to bring in just one contactor. Then I'll go back, I'll go and look for, I'll go to normally open contact, I'll look for it. Then I'm not saying it's bad, it's not bad. I'll go to normally open contact, I'll look for normally open, I'll drag it to, I'll give it the same name, I'll cross-reference it, I'll give it the same tag, the same location, so that it's so that it can communicate with this and all of that. It's not bad. This is one symbol, this is another symbol. But now, if we talk about devices, we talk about devices in EPLAN. Now, a device in EPLAN is the real-world physical component. The actual contactor, circuit breaker, PLC module. Let me, sorry, 1 minute. Okay, you can hear me. I was scared that my um mic was off. So, like I said, the device in EPLAN is the real-world physical component, the actual contactor, circuit breaker, PLC module, terminal block, push button, anything you can think of, the physical component. And it is not just a drawing element. It is not just that one box you saw with two hyphens beside it, labeling, let's say, how will I put it? How will I put it now? It's not just one symbol, it is collection of symbols to bringing everything together to become one device. So if I'm bringing in a device, I have so many things attached to it. Let's take a contactor for an example. You have coil, you have normally open, you have normally closed, you have auxiliary contact. So if you are bringing in everything once, you are bringing in just one thing into a plan, but it has everything attached to it. That is a device. And I'll tell you that every device in a plan project has exactly one entry. You just bring it in once, and it has so many things attached to it. The record stores everything that is known about that physical component. So it has a unique device tag. That's the identifier that distinguishes it from every other device in the project. So let's say, for example, now K1. It has a description, it has its manufacturer, it has its part number, it has the, you see part number, okay, for example, LC1, DO, if you're if you are familiar with these devices, you know what a part number is. It has its electrical rating. Everything is attached to this device. And critically, links to all the symbols that represent it across all pages of the project. You are not saying I'll bring in a coil, then I'll bring in normally closed, then I'll bring in and this one have to go to different places, then still join them together and still do a whole lot of things. So if you're bringing in one device, it makes this bringing in one device that has so many things attached to it makes EPLAN a database driven engineering platform. So I would say the device is the single source of truth. If you change the manufacturer in the device record, it updates everywhere. If you change the part number, it updates in the BOM automatically. The device record is the I'll call it the authoritative reference for that physical component throughout the entire project. Let me show you, let me show you, let me show you an example. So let's go back to EPLAN. So this is what I was trying to say. Now, we've talked about symbols. You bringing them in one after the other and then manually labeling them and all of that. But then if we import, for example, a device from EPLAN as a portal where you can import so many devices from. So I have one here. If you go to this insert center, you click on devices. Let's click on electrical engineering, assembly. Let's click on contactors, Siemens. Even from this place, you're already seeing this is the part number 3RT215. If you write this thing on Google now, it will bring out this contactor for you. Everything you need to know about this contactor. You're not doing it. So I'm building a project and physically, I know that I want to use this contactor for different things in my small direct online panel. Instead of me to say, let me go and give somebody that will draw maybe an AutoCAD drawing of this component. Or say, let me just download the DWG file, or if I don't even want to download all those things, let me say I'm going to insert center, I'll look for a coil, I'll name it K1. Then I'll go back, go to folders, look for normally open, name it K1. So try to link it to the same page and all of that, link it to the same device, the same, it's a whole lot. One beautiful thing, very beautiful thing about EPLAN is as far as those devices have their EDZ file online, I can bring all of them in. I'll just import. So this is it. I'm bringing in a contactor. Now, this is what K1. This is every information. If I drop this, see, I don't need to like manually bring in the L1. You people are talking about it on the group. L1, L2, L3, T1, T2, T3. There was an agreement on the group. So you're not manually going to look for where is L1? Where should I go and bring contactor coil, contactor terminal from? Everything comes together. For this particular contactor that you are seeing on my screen, everything that will be coming out with this symbol is what is in the exact contactor if you buy it in real life. So this is it. You drop this, you drop this. It's telling you that on this contactor, I'm not going, you can see that I'm not going back to select anything. If I click OK, if I drop it, another one comes up. It's still telling you that these are all the terminals on this contactor. I drop again, I drop. Now, this is the main power terminals. Now let's say, okay, we're now going to the auxiliary terminals. We have these, it's still telling you that all these contacts are on this contactor that I just brought out. We have so many contacts on it. You brought this, you brought, sorry that is connected. Let's just leave it that way. You brought this, you brought this. Then you see that we are true. Just, you are seeing K2 now, that is another contactor. I can press escape. And just from one device, I have so many contacts. If I decide to use this device on another page, it is seamless. And I say, okay, I want to bring it back. It takes me directly to where this one is used. I'm not manually doing any stuff. I'm not manually bringing in a coil. They're manually going to look for another contact and bringing it in again. So this is the beauty of, and if you see engineers these days, they are interestingly lazy to manually join devices or symbols together. I'll not even call it laziness. You have to work smart. There's no time. You cannot say because we have the whole time in the world, you now sit down and be connecting one contactor because we are so bored. you want to connect K1 and go back and start looking for the function or the location, then you connect K2, then you are wasting a whole lot of time. OEMs are bringing in so many things. They're like, we are creating. I told you before that EPLAN is becoming so beautiful that every OEM is trying to have their EPLAN or their component as an EDZ file. It is EDZ file is the extension name for the component that you are importing into EPLAN. So if you go to, let me show you something. So if I click on, let's say my Chrome is trying to open, let's just leave that. So when it opens, I'll show you something. ePlan has a portal, Siemens has a portal, ABB has a portal. So many portals. We'll be doing that on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a very long class. So maybe 4 hours. We'll design a simple direct online or start delta system from beginning to the end. And the beautiful thing is we will import all our devices. We import it from Siemens, or we just go to ePlan portal and just bring in all those devices. So we are not manually collecting anything. As easy as saying you writing ePlan data portal on Google. Let me show you. ePlan updates this database every time. Every day there is a new thing. ePlan is putting it there. Companies are sending, okay, we have created a new contactor. Please, this is the DZ file. People can design without stress and all of that. You will see it. Now, see parts found. 2,309,314 components, devices that you can see on this website. Not even talking about those on Siemens website. You see, enclosure. So if I put an enclosure in my ePlan, I import it and all of that, and I'm trying to draw a 3D, you will even see the AutoCAD drawing. You will see the ePlan file. So we will do all these things on Saturday. We will be very fast. So before Saturday, I'll say go and learn how to import files, EDZ files into ePlan, but we'll still do it on Saturday. But so that you don't get to like start delaying and asking so many questions. If you bring in this, if I say, okay, let's say a contactor, let's say relays and contactors. If you have the part number, you search by part number, immediately you get it. So it's not restricted to you writing a Siemens relay. This is the part number. If I have this part number, let's say in my workshop or something, I've gotten the contactors, I know the rating and all of that, and I just have the part number and put it on ePlan data portal. It will show me if the component is available. I would say 70% of the time, you see most of these popular OEMs, you see their component on ePlan data portal. So if you click on it, if I decide to import this and I use it, you will see that I don't need to manually now start filling that this is a 24-volt DC, this is I just bring it into ePlan and drag. It will appear here. You go to your, that's why I told you your master data is very important. We'll do all of that on Saturday. It's a very fast speed. 4 hours, but still makes sense. So when you bring in this, everything comes with it. You're not stressing yourself to say, let me join, let me do this, let me do that. This is a safety switch. So if I'm bringing in a safety switch, I'm coming. 1 minute. I'm trying to bring, okay, so it seems this is for a 3D selection. Let me see if I can use it for single line. 1 minute. Let's not take so much of our time. Yes. There are PLCs too. General Siemens. You see PLCs. If you import their what will I call it now? Their part numbers, their IDZ file, you see them already. You are not manually drawing a box and saying, okay, this is a DI card now. You're not saying I want to draw a DI card and start editing it one after the other. This is the exact symbol you're looking for that DI card. Then you can put your relay, move your relay and say, okay, I want to connect my relay to somewhere, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you start drawing. So that is the beauty of you using a device as to using a symbol on EPLAN. So if you are not sleeping, let me see your reactions again so that I know that we are still awake. Yes, thank you. Yeah, so like I said, devices, symbol. Now, even with you closing your eyes, you know that, oh, I don't want to work with a symbol. You have like 1 million. It will even ease the beautiful thing is it will even ease your stress of generating a BOM. Now you imagine that you want to create a contactor with so many coils. Coils, this one, or a breaker, or let's say an isolator, and this one, and you manually go and fill in all those details just so that when you are generating your BOM, the person that will collect it will see the correct part number and all of that. It will stress you. At some point, you have to do it because it's not all devices that are on that has EDZ file. So sometimes you manually do it, but 90%, or should I say 80% of the time, you see all these things online. Just import it and nobody likes suffer. Just import it and enjoy your life. Do a very seamless drawing. Save energy, save efficiency, work very fast. Now, we'll be talking about the next thing we'll be talking about is the symbol libraries. I'm sure you've been seeing it. We've been going there. Should I say there are different ways you can go to the symbol library, but the most popular way is seeing that using the insert center at the right, the one I showed you earlier. You can just go there, check for. Let's go back there. So this night you are practically just doing small practicals. We are doing, this is it. This is the home. You can adjust. Let me adjust this. This is your, where you get like your symbol library. You have everything here, tags, symbols, devices, macros. So for macros, let me tell you what macro means. Let me just chip this in. So let me show you first so that Siemens, I'm trying to show you what a macro is. So that for people that, okay, let me not use that example. Let me use, I'm looking for something. Okay, so we are doing, you can use it for electrical, but I've seen a P and ID document. I'm not sure this will import. No. So let me say, let me look for an electrical document. Okay, let me see power supply. Okay, yes, perfect. Now you see that I'm bringing in a complete set. So now, let's start from this first before this pop-up. A macro is something that you can reuse. So you have, let me give you for example, see this particular drawing, or shall I say you have a contactor and a breaker connected to your bus bars here. What you want to do is, I have 100 direct online. All of them have the exact same diagram. And what will you do on a normal day? Draw these red lines, draw this one, bring in contactor, bring in this, page one, go to page two, draw this red line, bring in contactor, bring this, page two, go to the next one for 100 pages. I don't take our time. It seems I have a drawing here that is something similar to that. But no, you don't have to do that. If you draw one and you create a macro, it is reusable. You can save it such that you are saving the combination of a complete circuit or combination of two or more things, two or more symbols, so that you don't have to like redraw and redraw. You know that's the exact thing I'm using on multiple pages. I want to use this thing on multiple pages. I want to use, so let's say, as the example I gave, a breaker connected to an overload. And I know I will use this in different pages. So instead of me repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating, just draw it, create it as a macro, save it. Then anytime I need, this one is 24 volts supply. I know I need 24 volts supply with this exact configuration on different panels. Let's say we are building 20 panels or on different section on that particular panel. I draw this macro, I save it. Then it's reusable. Anytime I need it, I come to where the location where I save it, I drag it in. I have a macro. I bring it in, I draw. Then when you come to this is where you will now say, oh, you want to change the tag or whatever is attached to this macro. Now you can see that power supply is there, PSC devices are there. You can change whatever you want. You can attach them to, you can give them the symbols that you want. You can give them the not the symbols now, the parameters that you want. So macros are beautiful. They make your work and your life easier. I can have this on multiple pages, not you to try to imagine drawing all this for about 10 to 20 pages. And now you come bring in terminal, you bring in this, you bring. Now you see, on a normal day, on you want to draw this, you want to put Phoenix and go to insert and put Phoenix image and be doing correct draw on EPLAN so that you can get a PSU. This is converting AC to DC. So you want to do this manually. But the beauty of what you spoke before, a device, you bring in this, it has everything already. The company has done the file for you, even with the connection part. And now you combining this with your circuit breaker position and all of that, and you have a complete, you draw this complete system, you save it, and for whenever you need this particular type of design in any panel or something, this particular configuration, you bring it in and you are good. You don't have to like redraw and redraw and redraw again. So I am sure that is one very interesting thing you want to know about one very interesting thing you want to know about EPLAN. So I've spoken about this. If you choose the standard you choose is what you see in your libraries. So remember when we were creating our first project, we chose IEC standard. You see all those things. And in your insert centers, symbols, play around with all those things. Check. Sometimes you even forget that where can I find this thing? But click on symbols, click on this. If you have devices already, just go to device. The beautiful thing is you can just write EPLAN is almost not limited. If you import, let's say you import a contactor now, and you cannot remember the name of that contactor, you as simple as you just go in here, you have the part number, it's physically at your front. You type the part number here, it will appear. The contactor will appear, and from just the part number you locate, you are not typing a contactor, you're not typing a relay. So you just type the part number, the contactor will appear, you drag it in, you do whatever you do. You arrange, you create your macro. If it's reusable, you save it. So these things make they make your drawing easy, they make your life easy. You don't want to go through so many stress just to draw. And those that are, should I say, that use EPLAN very well, they understand all those tricks. There are even playlists for EPLAN tricks on YouTube. But I'll not advise you to learn tricks first. They are good, but learn the normal way, do the practice, draw little drawings. Get the best way to do all these things is get drawings. You see drawings on LinkedIn. Look for EPLAN designer, people that are doing EPLAN design, send them requests, they accept, check their profile. You see different drawings. People used to display plant drawings anyhow on LinkedIn. Copy, screenshot, and say, let me try this thing. Maybe after Saturday or after the bootcamp, let me try to redraw this thing if I can do it. That's the only way you can start building. That is the only way you can start building your proficiency with EPLAN. Don't just say, I can use insert symbol or do this one, or I can drag this. Try to use this thing. Design rubbish. Nobody will beat you. They used to say Rome was not built in a day. Do whatever you want to do. You are no more in school that if you design rubbish, your lecturer will say, "Ah, get out of my class. You are dull." You are allowed to get expo. Check. If you're not getting it right, make use of AI tools, Grok, DeepSeek, Claude, screenshots. They will give you guidelines. They will tell you, go to insert symbol, do this. People are updating these things on AI. Don't let anybody tell you you're using AI, you're not smart. No, you are smarter. You cannot just go to 100 pages at once. So try to leverage everything you need, read these drawings. But on Saturday, after the practical class, if we design something small, then maybe from there you'll be able to like start um designing those small things. Don't go very far yet. Design just what I used to practically tell people to design a simple direct online system. Your bus bar, your a contactor or a breaker that protects it, then to your motor. Design it and sit for 30 minutes and be admiring your drawing. You did it. So one thing I've learned to do is pat myself on the back and say, well done. If I can do something, if I'm trying to do something and I'm able to do it, you see me dancing alone in my room, there's nobody. So maybe my beds and pillows are watching me dance. You should be proud of yourself. Do something, then, but learn to grow. So every time you are doing something new, you're playing around with these things. And I bet you with time, you will definitely enjoy everything you're doing. You enjoy it. And this is a warning. EPLAN, automation, if you enjoy it, I would say it is addictive. So learn with caution, have control, because you might start learning and you will not even eat throughout the whole day. You just be there and be fascinated about everything. You connect a coil to normally open it to work, and only you'll be smiling. See somebody give you money, you want to try something new until your laptop will crash. So make sure you have control over whatever you are doing. You can be addicted to anything, good or bad. But if you are leveraging all these things and you are realizing, trying to do different things, you definitely be good at what you do. So let's go to a very now. This is a very important part that I want us to discuss. This has caused, I'm sure for those that are already into panel designs and all of that, you are used to seeing K1, F1. Let me not even say A, people building very little control panels. You see Q1, you see K1, you say K, you say it's contactor. K is contact, F, fuse. Especially, you're using the vowel word or you're using the consonant word to this. You're seeing him, you already say, it's motor. Low key, it's for some, S switch. You are sure that, S is switch. Well, when you now see X terminal, this K is one of the biggest problem we have. You see K like this, everybody say, contactor, contactor, KM, contactor, contactor for motor, K relay. Why? People do not understand. And so today we'll be talking comprehensively about device tagging. We'll be talking comprehensively about device tagging. So tighten your seatbelts. If you are not, those on the road, do your phone very well, and let's talk about this. So give me some minutes. I'll be with you. So if you are still with me, let me get like a reaction, please, before we start this. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So just give me some minutes, please. I'm trying to get something so it will aid our understanding of what yes. Now, so when we talk about tagging in EPLAN or electrical design, it's quite a lot, but I want you to understand something. It has a standard. First, that is what I'll start with. It has a standard. And the standard for tagging is, where's my PowerPoint file again? IEC 81346-2. IEC 81346. You see, what you see online now is 2009. There's 2019. So they've updated it. There are some things that are known. If you check 2009 documents, they'll tell you letters like A and the rest are not to be used. You see it on 2009. But when you see 2019, the world has evolved from 2009 to 2019. They brought in some new guys. They've added some new letters. So now let's go into this. This might take time, but I want everybody to be attentive because this will really help you. So you will not go for any electrical thing and they'll say K and you just quickly, they say K is contactor and you are seeing contactor as Q and you're like, this thing is wrong. Go. Contactor is K. No, you should know that just basically have this idea that a device is used, is tagged according to how it's used in that drawing or how it's used in the panel. If I open a planner and drag in contactor or drag in, you might see they will label some Q. Depends on, so let's say if you are using that contactor to isolate, you want to name it Q, tag it Q. If you are using it in isolating a power system, like somebody asked some, I cannot remember. But if you are using it for process, especially with rotating machines and all of that, you know it's going to a motor or something. It gets key. And now these things are not just there. They are under standards. They have been classified as under standards. So I'm saying it again that you can go and download, you can go and check for IEC 81346 standard 2019. I wanted to download it, but the site I saw, they say I should pay money. I'm not paying money for you people. So I decided not to download it. But the best way, there's another trick, another way you can get it without downloading. You can just tell, you should be, as engineers, you should be very good with getting information. You can just tell AI to state what IEC 81346 column 29, 2019 says about tagging components. So there are people that have gotten this thing. AI will help you look for it everywhere and give you the correct thing and tell you that, oh, this is it. As an improvement to 2019, this is what you are supposed to do. This is what you are supposed to do. So now, let's get into the business. Even if we are doing this today, I'm satisfied. But getting the right knowledge is very important. So I promise that we'll do document tagging, document types too. And I hope, let's just do it 30 minutes. This and document types, the AAA, EFS you were saying. And I'll tell you that you are basically ready 70%, or should I say as 90% as a beginner to start drawing things. You just want to be familiar with everything you have on your EPLAN environment. The whole story I've been saying for the past 3 days, like Chino Achebe, is enough for you as beginner design engineers. So what I want to do now is play around, design anything, then go back to your theory. Am I following this rule? Is this right? Is this it's permitted that you will not do the whole very good thing first. But at least the fact that you can connect one symbol to another one, you should clap for yourself and you buy yourself Hollandia. Then you try again. Then you do another something more complex. So IEC 81346 is the international standard, and it is titled Industrial Systems Installation and Equipment. Industrial System Installation and Equipment and Industrial Products. Structuring principles and reference designations. So when I mean designation, it means this, the name you are giving to what you are using that component, how you what particular function is it doing. So, and it is published by the, like I said, International Electrotechnical Commission, and is the globally recognized framework for how engineering objects, components, systems, functions, locations, and all of that. And so the standard has multiple parts. We have part one. Now listen carefully. Part one that covers the general structuring principles. It's like the philosophy of how reference designation are constructed and what they mean. And we have part two, which should I say we are focusing on today, is the classification table. It is the part that defines which letter or letter combination is assigned to which class of object. So I'll say again that the 2019 edition is the current version. You see the 2009. So check very well. I'm saying it again that if you check below the 2009, 2009 is everywhere online. It seems the 2019 is for sale. But I told you the AI trick to get it. So you see it for 2009, you see something is not to be used. 2019 now we are using A and we are using everything. We are using new letters. And why does this standard exist? Why can we not just every engineer or every company just invent their own letter codes? We've said this again and again, standards. You don't want to write K here and somebody is writing Q on the island and another person is writing M in Ghana. The answer to this is communication. Engineering documents is not private. It is shared. It travels everywhere. It travels between design engineers, panel builders, PLC programmers, commissioning engineer. A whole lot of people get these documents. And all these people need to read the same document and understand it correctly without needing to ask the original author that, what is this tag name? What if you get a device that all the documentation pages, fiam, that's removed? You now start calling me that design that, Mr. Alfred, what did you use for K? I'll say I use K for Kuno. So you should be able to like know the standards, keep them handy, and get to, I've said it multiple times, you don't need to cram everything, keep them handy, you get it. And so if every engineer invented his own system, one engineer will definitely use C for contactor, another will use CT, another one might use MC, another one might use KM, and there'll be wala everywhere. And every time you pick up somebody electrical drawing, you are seeing another thing. Your head will always reboot. You always try to see how can I, what is this? So IEC, this standard IEC 81346 eliminates this problem by establishing a universal language. And when every engineer in every country who designs the IEC standard uses the same classification letters, every schematic become immediately readable by every qualified engineer. So, like for example, the tag KM1 on a schematic from Germany, from a German company, will mean the same thing as KM1 from somebody from a Nigerian company. So, using a universal language means universal. It means everybody worldwide can read it, can have the same understanding. And again, this is why the standard exists. And so if we are going into the classification now, you have to be very attentive here. But before we look into the letters, like I said, Q, K, you need to understand the architecture of the classification system, how it is organized and why it is organized that way. So this architecture is what explains the single letter versus double letters. So you are just seeing only single letter on my screen. You see double letters in places. You see KM, you see this, you see that, you see KA, you see KF. They have so many different meanings. And once you understand it, the entire system becomes logical rather than just an arbitrary system. And so this standard, we are talking about, classifies objects, component, devices, system, according to their primary purpose. Again, according to their primary purpose or function within the system. So the key word is primary. The standard asks, what is the primary thing this device or this object is doing? And based on your answer to that question, you assign a classification letter. Understand it now. So don't let anybody tell you key is contactor, and you're not seeing it in the power system that they just use it, they attach it as an isolator. So you should learn these things. And the classification, now listen, the classification is arranged in hierarchy. At the top level are classes. Broad classification of broad categories of objects based on their primary function. That's the top level now. Top level, name it classes. The first level, they are classes, and they have broad categories of objects based on their primary function. Each class is identified by a single capital letter. That's what you're seeing on my screen. K, Q, F, M, X. You're seeing those things. They are very specific. So, and we have others that are should I say, okay, a single capital letter. And for example, the class of K that covers objects whose primary, now listen, K that covers objects whose primary purpose is to process or store electrical energy by switching, protecting, converting, or regulating. So if you check, maybe I'll prepare a table, since I'm not sure you'll be able to buy that standard. I'll prepare a table and I'll show you the single letters, the double letters. Then you know that if you are seeing something under A, is it doing this function? If it's doing this function, then uh, I'm sorry, somebody is disturbing me. There's a noise maker in my class. Wisdom. Okay, so let's go back. So if you see this function, you know that yes, this is they labeled it because it is doing this function. And within each classes, note I said the first is name it classes. There are subclasses within each classes. So more specific categories within the broad class. Subclasses are identified by the class letter followed by a second letter. So for example, this is what I mean. If I say we have A, K, B, should I say within the class K, KM is the subclass for objects that are specifically performing mechanical switching of power. Mechanical switching of power. So if you see K, it has its definition. Now you see KM, a subclass. It's going more specific. It's telling you that if you're using KM, it's doing something mechanical switching of power, which is like similar to what a contactor is doing. That is why they've grouped different devices on that different function. They tell you, okay, if you are using a contactor, is it doing this? Put it here, do this. You are not just coming up and saying, let me just label this because this is it. And this is the architecture that explains everything. Single letters are classes, double letters are subclasses. When you use a single letter, you are identifying the broad class of the components. And when you use a double letter, you are being more specific, identifying not just the class, but the particular subclass within that class. And now let us talk about a simple example, like the most popular on K. So, like I said, from that table, even if you download, if you are with me now and you're listening, you can still open another tab and download IEC standard for 2019, write the code 81346, 2009, sorry. It still has some information. They only updated 2019. So you can see all what I'm saying. And K is the class letter for objects whose primary purpose is processing and storing signals or information, or for switching and protecting or regulating energy. And so when you bring it into the context of electrical design, K covers all the devices that switch or process electrical energy, relay, contactors, and their variants. And I'll say it's a very broad class. So if you use just K followed by a number, you are saying this is a switching or a signal processing device. You're not wrong, but you are not specifying exactly which type. So if you use K for a relay, you're not wrong. It's processing signals. But now, if you're talking about, if you check like I said, I'll send you, and I'll send you a table that has the classes and subclasses. And within the standard, there are several subclasses. The three most important for electrical panel design that you'll be seeing inside that standard, you see KA. And KA is already categorized under auxiliary relay or instantaneous relay. So the double letter KA stands for, like I said, auxiliary relay, because it operates without intentional time delay. So a KA device is a relay whose primary purpose is to process and route control signals. You have your key, it's meant to stay in that point. It takes an input signal, produces one or more switch output signal, providing electrical isolation, signal multiplication, or logical combination of signals. So if you use KA, it's you are using a relay, an auxiliary relay. It definitely will fall under the class and subclass KA, particularly the broad class K. And so an example is like a finished contact of a PLC module, switching should I say a 24-volt signal now to something like, let's say, a valve. Now, the key characteristics of a KA device is that it processes signal. It is in the control circuit world, handling low power signals rather than high power loads. And so in EPLAN, when you place a relay coil and it belongs to an auxiliary signal relay, the professional tag is KA. Then you can put followed by a sequence number. So if you have four, or like call it now, for auxiliary relay, you can say KA1, KA2, KA3, and so on. So the next one we'll be discussing about, very important now. So if let me confirm that you all are writing and you are not sleeping. So give me reactions again before we continue. Yeah, you're active. Very, very, very active. So let's continue. Finish by 10. Now, another very important one, KM, contactor, specifically motor contactor. If you see KM and somebody tells you, oh, motor contactor, you'll be like, oh, M, motor, K, contactor. Maybe it's gotten from the Hebrew word or from the Latin word. The Latin word of contactor starts with K. And that's why they named it contactor. French or Latin and English French can use K for the word contactor, and English will use C. English is sometimes confused. So you now say, oh, maybe that's why they labeled it. The first set of people who used K, and that's why they give it K. No, there is a standard, and there's a reason why. Daniel, you're always laughing. There is a reason why this is classified under contactor. And so the double letter KM stands for contactor, specifically a mechanical switching device for power circuits. The M in KM comes from it comes from a German word. I don't expect me to pronounce it. I'm not a German. Don't worry, I'll send the word to you on the group. So it's reflecting German engineering heritage of IEC standardization process. And it can be understood as standing as mean. So a KM device is fundamentally different from a KA device in terms of power level and physical construction. Now, you see that they are labeling it a KM device. They are not saying a contactor device. So where a KA auxiliary relay might switch 6 amperes or thereabout, a KM contactor will switch about 100 amps, very big, 400 volts AC. And so you should be able to understand that there are classes and there are subclasses. So if you are using KM and you are switching mechanical rotation parts, I don't know if anybody has downloaded. Let me see. Let's quickly run through. Let's quickly run through. Uh, let's see if we can download it. I see it's one. Okay, okay. This is the. I'm sure this is the 2019. There is a table. Okay, this explains. Now you see it. See, this is the 2019 standard, and it says this is the 2019 standard. You see that it says A, I, and O shall not be used as a class code. The letter D, J, L, V are reserved for future standardization. But when you check the 2019 revised version, they put in these things. It seems this is an update of what the 2019 looks like. So if you bring in, this is 2000 and I'm not sure this is the correct 2019 because in the 2019 we are already using A. So I will try to like get you a document that will show you everything you need to know. But this is already telling you, now let's go to K. Object for treating input signal and providing an appropriate output. Object for providing mechanical movement or force. So if you are combining, let's say, this is not very broad. This is just like a summary. So if you see the broader one, you see that you can combine two letters, mechanical movement and sending signals. This is becoming two big things. And that's why they'll say, okay, let's place a contactor under this point, a motor contactor under this point. And so there are several other classifications for key. You have KF, time delay, you have different classifications. And class A I would say if you can write it down, class A for the IEC 61346, they are mostly for assemblies and sub-assemblies. So A alone can be a general assembly or a sub-assembly. AT can be a transformer assembly. AU can be an autonomous unit. So B, they are class Bs, they are class Cs, D, E, F. I'll try to prepare this document and send it to you. But if you go through that standard, you see why different, what will I call it now? Different devices are placed under different subclasses. You don't just randomly put them anywhere you like. And that's why I see S class S, it's assigned to devices whose primary purpose is used to switch signals in control circuits. That's why you see your switch. So even if, if we are looking at this thing, the letter is rhyming with some of those things. But you can have a switch and have a push button. Push button is not S. So, but then some will give you expo, but that does not mean you conclude in your mind that because S is switch, it's only for switch. You should still study why there is a class S. So for the ones that will give you an hint, you can cram those ones and say, okay, fuse protection devices. Let's use something like this. M is general, motto. So even if while they were doing the standard, they were like, let's put some letters that will make people remember. That's an expo. That's not primary. That's secondary reason why they use those letters. But the primary reason is we have a class M. And what are class M purpose for? Class M for this mechanical movement, this one, this one, this one. A motto will go under that. So you should understand that classifications are very, very, very important. If you learn to know how devices are classified, then you will seriously not have problem while tagging your device, while tagging your drawing. So class X, terminal strip. You might say only terminal, you see connectors still under class X. So you should know, you should take it very important. You have talked about, you are seeing function, location, component type, all this we've talked about it. They are still under this, what will I call it now? They are under this standard. Now, but like I said, this is very important to you. I'll not go so deep into it, but I'll try to prepare each class and their subclass and then send it to you so that everybody um, can make sure they go through this, they get themselves familiarized with stuff like this. And let's even give some example. You can say, okay, let's say a main isolator now. You use Q. If you go and check the function of Q, let me see. Let's try to, where did I open that? Q, object for controlling access or flow. So you don't want those big current to flow from one point to another. You are controlling access. It is very important that you have basic understanding of these things. So if you don't have good understanding of this, you will tend to like be confused because you see some people use Q for contacting in some places, and you see some people use key, and you're like, but they said K is for contactor, K is for this. So you should not be confused. You should keep, I'm not saying you should cram the standards, but familiarize yourself with them and keep them handy. And so like I said before, that if you are reading electrical diagrams, different countries and different standards. So you see Chinese might use QF for circuit breakers. You see Germans will use KM for contactors, K for auxiliary relays, QF, FR for overload relays. If you see that symbol, go to your table, look at it, you say, oh, or say you have those devices and now you want to draw, you're like, this contactor I want to use, or this breaker. Am I using that as an isolator? Am I using this as this? Am I using this as a circuit breaker? Am I using information is not hidden. As you are telling, if you cannot read, I said it before that these standards can look like an engineering law document where you want to quote, if you tell somebody to go and read this standard now and say subsection one of, you are telling somebody, same this, the part, and you are telling someone to read all of this, the person will just want to faint. And say space defined by spatial extension, the person will almost not be all right. So we are now in a very advanced era. Give these things to AIs, talk to senior engineers, let them explain things to you. If you familiarize yourself with these things, you will be happy you did. You have that confidence that, oh, I can check what my drawing is correct because I placed it under this class or under this subclass. So the key takeaway for this section is you should knowing this standard IEC 81346-2 will give you the ability to understand what tag means, even if the specific tag was not taken directly from the standard, because you understand the logic of the classification system. So when you see a QM on a schematic, you can reason that Q is a power switching device and M is suggests something specific. And from that context of the circuit, you can infer it is a motor starter switch. They already told you M is something that is rotating. Q is they say is for is a power circuit switching device. Knowing this combination will like help you, and you 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 will you'll be able to interpret your electrical drawing, even if not 100%, even if you still have to check the documentation pages above and see what they used. Fine. But in case of emergency, you saw a page electrical drawing, you're not sure, and all of that, you should have the standards. And I'll conclude this section by saying there are three key principles that we have covered. And so principle one, single letters are classes. Double letters are subclasses. A single letter tells you the broad category of that component. A double letter tells you the specific type within that category. Now, principle two, the letter is determined by the primary function of that device. The classification letter is assigned based on what that device primarily does, not what it looks like, not what it is called in everyday language, or not what the manufacturer calls it. A device that primarily switches take a Q or a K designation depends on whether it operates automatically or manual signal control. So a device that primarily protects takes an F designation. A device that primarily measures takes a P designation. So you should be able to ask that, what is the primary function of the device? Why am I putting it here? What is it doing here? So, and principle three, consistency within a project is more valuable than theoretical perfection. Now, the best tag system is the one that is applied consistently throughout every page of every project. So an engineer who uses Q for circuit breaker should consistently throughout the entire career produce more readable, more reliable documentation that an engineer who sometimes uses Q or sometimes uses QF or sometimes uses QA, even the later engineer technically knows the more precise subclass designation. So consistency is the professional discipline. Learn the standard thoroughly, then you can always apply it consistently every time without exception. And so I'll tell you that these three principles will always, class versus subclass, functions determine letters, consistency above all, are the foundation of professional device tagging practice. So you should learn to keep them handy. I've given you so many things to keep handy. So I'm sure in all your houses you should have a library or have, if you don't want to have a physical library, have who is writing on my screen now? So have an online library. I know on my hard disks, I used to have so many standards, even if I've not read everything. I just used to keep them so that anything can happen. I'll just, instead of me looking for it online, just quickly open it and uh, uh, and start going through whatever I want. And let me ask again. It's past 9. Let me see if you are not sleeping. Just give me reactions. Or if you know you understand the session, if you understand this particular topic we just discussed about. Now, good. Don't sleep. Oh. Nobody should sleep. Dave, I did not say you should unmute yourself. So, good. Now let's go to who is Zoom user? You are sleepy. Go and put your leg inside water. If you sleep, I'll sleep too. All of us will sleep here. So go and put your leg inside water so that you will not sleep. Or go outside. Go outside and carry your book and be walking up and down. We'll soon be done. It's 10 o'clock. You made a great sacrifice staying here. So don't sleep. Don't sleep. Zoom user. Next class, please change your name from Zoom user. Now, let's talk about another very important part of EPLAN, and that is, so give me a minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so another very important part of EPLAN, and don't worry, we'll share it. I'll share the slide. I'll share the slide. I'll share the slide, don't worry. When we are done, it's just combined. Everything is together. After Saturday, I'll share the slide. Next week, and let me chip this in that next week, if you have installed EPLAN, you know I uploaded EPLAN Pro panel too, set up on the link. So you can install that. Don't be scared of crack or anything. Once you install it, it installs automatically. It's just a subclass. Now let me use the language you just learned. Class and subclass. It's a subclass of EPLAN. So EPLAN is their mother, propan is the first child. Immediately you install it, automatically it's installed. You don't have to do any crack, and nobody has to queue graphics again and say it's not installing, if it installs this morning, it's not working. So when you start because you do 3D next week, a very simple 3D, very simple 3D. And I might not be the one to take you. So make sure it is there. You have the the software installed. You can even start watching. Don't go to 3D yet. Do learn these basics well. But that does not mean you cannot install 3D and just keep it. Learn to keep these softwares handy. Keep as you are getting those. There's something. I have a spare drive that has so many softwares because this ePlan 2022 people are installing. There was once a time it was on the same website you downloaded it. I used the same link and I installed 2022. Now you people are using the same link and you're saying 2024. And it is 2022, whatsoever you're saying. There's so much confusion. So if I had not saved it on my hard drive or saved it somewhere, how we'll definitely start looking for different ways to install the software. So learn to keep these softwares, keep it handy. You see one either you need it or not, keep it. I remember when I was in school, my lecturer gave me PowerWord software to analyze power system. Boss one, the same way we used to see our national grid collapse, we were doing it on the software and everything was collapsing and we were very happy. We kept the software. He did not even know where we done. He just told us to learn it. And we did it and we loved it. And I kept it. And it is similar to ETAP. So you should learn to keep all these softwares handy. Keep it. They are precious. If you don't have a drive, keep it online. And I bet you always need it. You will always need it because the more they update the software, the harder it is to install for young people like you. In touch of before is not as easy as It's easier than you trying to install Aviva now. You might want to see so many. Aviva will even tell you to remove some old SQL and you'll be confused. And you are just a beginner that just wants to play around some things. So keep those old softwares. If you have new one and you install them, no problem. But learn to keep things as it will help you. So now let's go to our documentation part. Another very interesting part we looked at and I did not talk about. AAA1, AAB1, ADB1. So before that, I would like somebody to tell me this. I'll give you gifts if you tell me. If I don't give you gifts, you cannot beat me. Nothing will happen. So I'll be asking questions. What does if you know the answer, just raise up your hand. Don't unmute yourself. If you know the answer, raise up your hand. So what does the equal to sign mean? That's, if you understand what I'm saying, people should not make me say the answer, please. This equal to sign, what does it mean? This plus sign, what does it mean? And this and sign, what does it mean? So let me go back to my screen so I can choose. Many, many, money, more, money, money. Okay, so who am I choosing? Everybody wants to collect gifts. If you answer it correctly, you pay me because I taught you. So, Jimo, unmute yourself. So you answer one. Just pick one and you answer. Jimo, you can unmute yourself. Jimo don't want gift too. Let me call another person. Um, Edusa Emmanuel, unmute yourself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Equal to
Answer
sign.
one. No, don't go and pack all the gift. Only one.
Functions.
One from pick one. Which one are you answering?
Yeah, can you hear me, sir?
I
After,
can hear you. Which one are you answering?
yeah, the
The
equal to
equal
sign.
to. Hey, who is this person? Oh yeah, what's the equal to for?
Yeah,
Eh?
functions.
Functions? Are
Functions.
you sure?
Functions. Yeah. Yes,
Okay. Functions. Explain the functions.
yes,
Like,
sir.
explain the function. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, so I say you should explain the function. When you say function, what function?
Function of the symbols in plan.
uh, I'll give you 2/10. Let me call another person. Um, Ajayi Joshua, unmute yourself. Ajayi Joshua. Okay. So now before we continue, we'll be taking attendance now. Very important. We'll be taking attendance. So quickly go and fill your attendance. They should send the link. I'm sure the host can hear me. So, so the host can please share the link, share the attendance link while we are still answering our question. So while we are answering, I'll call another person. Let me call Miracle. Attendance list has dropped to fill your attendance and put in the code. So let me just give you time to fill your
Okay.
attendance so I don't distract you.
Um,
Sorry.
the plus sign,
Yes.
the plus sign is the location sign where the symbol is located. That is what the plus sign means.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I give you a basic definition, then okay. I will not blame you. So plus sign is location, no problem. So quickly fill the attendance, and we'll continue. While you are filling your attendance, I'm tempted to call. Let me call Danny. Unmute. Danny, unmute yourself. Daniel. So some people say they are not seeing the link. I'm sending it again. So people are even sending the link. So make sure you fill the attendance link. Praise. You can mute yourself. Oh. So let's quickly finish this before I don't want my laptop to go off. Praise. Yes, praise. Can you hear me? Seems everybody's network. If you can hear me, just give me reactions, please. Because I'm telling people to unmute themselves, they are not
I can.
unmute. Okay, praise. So please, the attendance can be host. Please help us paste the attendance link on the YouTube page too. So people that don't have access to some people are always finding it difficult to open their chat box, so they can always fill from the YouTube link. So if you can open your chat box, you can check the YouTube link. So praise, I'm listening. So you know what? You all should drop your hand. Don't worry. I'll give you gifts. Or you will give me gifts. So just drop your hand so we'll continue. Because time is going and I need you to understand this. So that on Friday we'll not be doing this is like the we've talked about this. One device, many symbols. Talked about this and I explained. Then okay, I'm looking for yes. So let me just explain what those documentation code means. Let me explain what it means. Once again, let me confirm that you can hear me so that if you have filled the attendance, just give me reactions if you can hear me so that we'll quickly finish this. We have 30 minutes. I must finish this before my laptop goes off. I don't want us to do it on Saturday. Good. So now this is another standard. Let me go back to that place. Function, location, component, another standard. So let us write. There are now let's first talk about why documents type classification exists. Why do we have A1, A2? Why do they exist? So imagine you are a commissioning engineer now, arriving on site for the first time, and the client hands you over a documentation package for the control systems you're about to commission. So let's say this package contains, let's say, about 47 documents. Some are electrical schematics, some are panel drawings, some are terminal, like that. Without a document classification system, you will face a problem. So which document do you want to open first to understand the overall system architecture? Which document tells you how the terminals are wired? Which document gives you the cable reference? If every document has let's say it has a generic name like drawing 1, drawing 2, drawing 3. You have to open each one and read it before you know what it contains in a 47 document. So they are giving you document 1, document 2, you don't even know. So you are just flipping. You went to document 1, then you saw table of contents. You first be angry, I know this is not what I'm looking for. Then you look at again document 2, you start, and imagine it will stress the hell out of you. So documents tells you they tell you what that, if a document is assigned to a letter, it tells you what that particular page, what you will find there. Even if it's just like a general name that, okay, general, it's just telling that if you open this page, you will find an electrical functional schematic. You are one way into the whole thing. You are not just flipping pages and looking for 1 million things. Or you see a document that is tagged EAD. It's already telling you that this is a terminal connection diagram. Or you see, and so now what I'm talking about is the and. I'm talking about, I'll still explain the equal to and the other ones. I'm talking about these. These are, don't look at this A1, A2 now. And that is document type. The letters that are always attached to this and sign. A1, ABB, EFA, EMA, ETC, like that. Let's go to where we have the power sign. You are seeing EFS, like that. What they really mean. So, and this whole documentation classification has its own standard. It has its own standard. There are actually two standards. That is, since we are using IEC, we'll stick to using our IEC standard, but you can still note it down. So it is IEC 61355. IEC 61355. IEC 61355. And so IEC 61355 is titled Classification and Designation of Documents for Plant, System, and Equipment. Classification and Designation of Documents for Plants, Systems, and Equipment. So, and it is the primary international standard for document type classification in electrical and industrial engineering. And so this code, it defines a system of document codes called document kind codes. So they classify engineering documents according to two characteristics. Now listen, they classify engineering document according to two characteristics. One is the content of the document. So what information does the document contain? For example, does it contain a connection information? Does it contain a physical layout information? Does it contain functional description information? The second one now, it is the form of the document. The first one is the content of the document. The second one is the form of the document. How is that information presented? Is it presented as a schematic diagram? Is it presented as a table? Is it presented as a list? Is it presented as a three-dimensional representation? So by combining the content and the form, IEC 61355 will produce a 2-character code for every type of engineering document. The first character identifies the content again. The second character identifies the form. And so these two characters together, plus the and sign, it will help you identify that, oh, if you see an and sign, it's telling me that this is a document. Now, and something is telling me what type of document is this. The second standard is GB/T6988. You don't really need to know this. This is particularly for the Chinese people, but you can just go and read about it. GB/T6988.
Sorry, please, I
And
have a
so,
question.
yes.
I'm so sorry to cut you short, but like, is there no? I thought are these things not in the slide? Because we can't see what we're listening,
No,
but
no,
you're
no.
fast. So
So I'm particularly just staying on that slide because it's supposed to be, we did it before, but how will I put it? I did not put the IEC symbol on this slide. So maybe I'll just edit the slide and put it somewhere so you can get it. That's why I'm
yeah,
specifically
I wanted to be
stating it
sure
out.
that is maybe you didn't know that you're not on that page.
No. I'm on the page. I'm on the page.
All right, thank
So
you.
thank
Sorry
you.
to cut you short.
No problem. So now, as I was saying, so before we go through those specific codes, you need to understand uh, um, how a document code is constructed. Because once you understand the structure, you can decode any code you encounter, even the ones that you've not seen before. So now this standard has a structure. Let me see if I can. It has a structure, like I said. Okay. So, like I said, the standard has a structure, and the structure is you have your and sign first. Okay. I've not used the whiteboard before. Okay, interesting. So you have your and sign first. I'm talking about the structure now. You have your and sign, then you have your contents contents letter first, and sign, contents letter, then you have your form letter, then you have your sequential number. I hope you understand. So if you are seeing and EE something and this something, they all have.
Excuse me.
Hello?
Sorry to cut you. Excuse me. Sorry to cut you. We can't see anything. I'm just seeing the whiteboard. I don't
Oh,
know
you're
if
not seeing
you're
the
writing or
whiteboard.
not. We
Okay,
are
okay,
just
okay.
seeing the whiteboard. We didn't see anything you're writing.
I'm
Oh,
attending to what you're doing. I'm seeing what you're doing.
you're seeing what I'm writing?
Yes.
Oh, I can't
Oh,
see from my end.
oh. So if you cannot see, maybe you should just try to leave and join again, please. Are you with me?
Yes, I
So
will
if you
rejoin
can
again.
hear me, just tell me you can hear me so that we'll continue.
I can hear
I
you. I will
can hear
rejoin
you.
again.
I
Oh,
can
okay,
hear
okay,
you.
okay. So like I was saying, I've given you like the way you see it, you see your and sign, you see this, and you see a sequential number. But now, let's not waste time. It's 9:39 already. So you would see, let me clear this again. For the equal to sign, for the equal to sign, or should I say, you can also have it this way. Let's say you have your and sign, you have your, let me say A1. We always see three letters. A1, sorry, A1, A2, let me name it A2, and let me name it A3. So I'm not saying you see letter A. I'm giving it numbers. You have four labels. So you see and letter one, letter two, letter three. Then you can see something at the front. Let's just go back to EPLAN. So you are seeing it EPA1, APB, EMB1, EMB2, EMA. So you should all know that these numbers are like sequential. If I have EMB in two places, I can have EMB1, EMB2. So know that A1, now note this one down. Note this one down. The first one, which is this and sign, identifier. What type of document is this? Identifier. Now, the second one, which is this, let's say this first letter, E sign, give it this name, technical field code. Give it the technical field code name. Again, the first one, identifier, the second one, technical field code. Then what will I call it? The second letter, you can give it document kind, primary code. Document kind, primary code. Then the last letter, you can give it document kind, secondary code. It is not different from what we stated before. If you see my whiteboard, the document kind, primary and secondary code are inside this section, while the first one has the technical feed code. Who is writing on my board? Akin Dele Samson. Okay, maybe I'll just remove you from the call. So you have this, and you have those other two letters grouped into this before your sequential letter. And now let's quickly go through it. Number one, the identifier. So that and sign, it's the document type. Like I said before, it is the document type. So, and we've covered it in previous session. It's telling you that this particular document in your EPLAN, what type of document are you using? So let me clear this question that I asked before. For the equal to sign, it is the function. So you are saying this section, listen again now for the last time. It's telling you that this section of my drawing, now let me take you to, or let me take you, this whole section, GAA 400 power supply. It's telling you that this section of my drawing, what is the section of this my drawing doing? So it's not like what is somebody said the function of the symbols, right? But it's too basic. So it's telling you the function of that whole section. What is this whole section doing? So the whole section is telling you that this section is for 400 volt power supply. Now the plus sign is saying, if I want to see this section in my control panel, where will I see it? I have a big control panel. Where will I see the 400 volt power supply section? Then it's telling you that it is on enclosure 1. If you get it now, give me thumbs up. Good. So it's telling you, the first one is telling you that what is the function of that section? The second one is telling you that where is that section located inside that panel? And now the last section, which is the and sign, is what we are discussing now. And that is the document type. What type of document am I seeing in this place? Is it an electrical document? Is it a mechanical document? Is it a process engineering document? And all of that. And now let's go to the first, on my board, I wrote A1, A2, A3. So this represents the first letter, the second letter, the third letter. Now quickly write this. Let's quickly write this. So for the first letter, A1, for the first letter, you have different, how will I call it now? The technical field code. It identifies the broad technical field to which that document belongs. I'll repeat myself. It identifies the broad, like the wild technical field to which that particular document you want to put under that section, where it belongs. So you have your function. This section is doing something, location, where is it on the panel? Then that document is telling you that this section, what is inside? What type of document? So you are saying, okay, inside this section, I'm putting an electrical document. If you go above, you see another section where it's a table of content document. Now, quickly write this. I'm telling you all the code that will be under A1 now, the technical feed code. A represents, so you can do it one line for each code. A, E, M, C, P, I, S, T. Again, one line for each code. A, E, M, C, P, I, S, T. Don't worry, I'll send it to you on the group. Now, A means the technical feed. A means comprehensive management. E means electrical technology. So let me just stop there. If you are saying, I'll give you the rest, but if you're already seeing A, the first letter, you already know that it's a comprehensive document, administrative document. It's telling you that comprehensive management, administrative. Now, if you're saying something like E is already telling you that it's electrical technology. You might see an electrical drawing there, but it's not a final confirmation. But it's already giving you scope that this is like an electrical document. That is what you see here. Now, let's go to the next letter. The next letter is M. M is mechanical engineering. A, comprehensive management. E, electrical technology. M, mechanical engineering. C, construction/civil engineering. Now, P is for process engineering. I, instrumentation. S, software IT. Then T, telecommunication. So that is for what? Our first code. That is A1 code. I know we have A1, A2, A3. Now, let's go to A2 and A3. So A2 is the second letter of the tree code. Together with A3, it identifies the specific kind of document within the technical field. So you will see that in the table, A2 and A3 is always combined to give a meaning. That's why you see that in the first place, we had, let me go back to my board. Let me explain to you again. In the first place, we had just 2 brackets. But now in the second place, we are having 1, 2, 3. So you see this A2 and A3, they are inside this place. A1 is here. Then before we have our identifier, that's if we have multiple devices, 1, 2, 3, like that. And now, let me quickly tell you what those combination means. You have 1, 2, you have 7 combinations. You have to be very fast, but I'll still send it to you. AA is administrative document. So if you are seeing AAA, it's like they are telling you that this is a comprehensive management administrative document. Let's go to our EPLAN and see if we have anything like AAA there. This already is telling you that administrative documents, title page, material regulations, safety instructions, and all of that. So for your A2 and A3, you have administrative, you have administrative documents, AA, administrative documents. Now, for AB, you have table of contents. AB, table of contents. So I've said AA and I've said AB. AA, and we are talking about the second section now. You know, we finished the first section. Second section, AA, administrative documents. AB, table of contents. So if you now see AAAB, comprehensive management table of contents, don't use.
Sorry, sir. Sorry. I'm
Tablet.
very sorry for stopping you. I'm only seeing your whiteboard here. I'm not seeing your screen. I don't know if you're sharing your screen or you're still sharing the whiteboard.
Okay. Are you seeing my screen now? Wait. Let me see
Yes, I
if I
can see it
can.
now.
Let me see. I see my screen now. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it now. Thank you very much.
Okay. So we are still on this page. We are still on this page, but I just needed to understand those combinations. So we've done 2 combinations, AA and AB, for the second part, which is the document kind primary code. Those I told you there's document kind 1 and document kind primary code, document kind secondary code. They are always grouped together. So now the next one is DB, explanatory documents. Now, if we go to EPLAN and see if we have anything with, let's say, something like ADB, explanatory document. So it's like telling you that this is a comprehensive management explanatory document. So don't use the very strict English. Just use your common sense. It's telling me that this is a management document, and it's telling me it's something that is supposed to be very explanatory. So this is already telling you that it's explanatory. 400 volts is here. They put in this. You can see examples of things that they used to put in this kind of document. That's why I say get sample projects, look at how they structure it, get example of how these things are, ask AI of document that can be under this section, and you definitely will get enough answer. Now let's go to the third one. The third one is FA, feature overview file. Feature overview file. Now, see this, EFA. E is what from the first one? E is electrical technology feature overview file. Now, let's open this guy. So, it's telling me, see this. You see that you're not seeing a schematic diagram. It's just telling you the features that this guy has, this section has. It's telling you that it's an electrical document, but you will see the feature and everything. You see how the whole section, how this section looks like. Now, the next one is TC, manufacturing and assembly drawings. Manufacturing and assembly drawings. I'm not sure if there's TC here. Because of time, let's just continue. Next one is MA, wiring document. So we have wiring documents. E is what? Electrical technology, MA, wiring document. So it's already giving you that inside this place, you will see the wiring documents, electrical technology wiring documents. So you see that these letters are not just, they are not just there for fun. Now, the last one is FS. This one is very important, circuit file. This is where you'll be doing all your schematic diagrams. Anywhere you see schematic diagram, you see EFS. EFS, schematic diagram. Let's see if we see another one. So if you now see EFS is telling you this is electrical technology circuit file. That's what I'm saying. Don't use the English. Some people might name it another thing, but it's just telling you, I'm just giving you these words that this is what they mean. E, electrical technology. Now, FS is telling you a circuit file. Some people might say circuit schematics, but it's already giving you the idea. It's giving you the real understanding of how you should see all these codes. In case somebody shares you an EPLAN drawing and say, oh, this is the code, this is the code. Then when you start combining it, you start seeing that, oh, this is how it looks like, this is how it looks like. So if you are seeing something like AAA, you know that administrative document, a general administrative document. If you are seeing something like AAB, you do your combination. AAB, table of contents, general administrative document is still under administrative document, but let's put it on that table of contents. AAC, you check down, so you check your table, you see it. You can even check online for, I did not mention AAC, but you can check online for different combinations. I'm sure there are other combinations that I did not mention, but I'm just giving you the basic one that you always work with. So EFS, I mentioned the standard, so you can always download the standard and check. EFS and all of that. So for electrical technology, you mostly be seeing things like EAA, electrical administrative documents. You'll be seeing things like EAB, electrical table of content. Different, most importantly, you'll be seeing EFS, electrical circuit schematic, electrical circuit file. You see EMA, electrical wiring document, EMB, electrical connection list. So many electrical connection list is showing you this is it. You're already seeing the cable diagram and all of that. So there are different combinations that you see. You should not strictly just, you know what this combination means, you know what this combination means. Your simple sense will interpret it and say, oh, this is what it means. If I see this, oh, if I see EFS, this is where I would draw my schematic diagram. Okay, I have list of cables. Where should I put it? EMB. You don't even need, the beauty of this is you don't need to cram anything. You have plenty AI. AI will not take your job. AI is your PA. It's a personal assistant. It has to make your tasks very fast. You cannot go to a site and do inspection and come back and you're sitting down and write and start thinking of how to document a report and give AI all your findings, generate a report, copy it to Excel or Microsoft Word, adjust. You have all the documents you need. You are trying to know where you want to group them. You understand what it means. Tell AI that according to this standard, group these documents. It will group it for you. But you should not put all your hope on AI. AI can be somehow funny sometimes. You proofread. You say, AI is saying I should put my schematic diagram in ERB, electrical inspection record. Why? So if you uh if you check this all these electrical combinations, you know that you know that yes, there are different combinations for electrical. I'll send it to you, different combinations for administrative, different combination for process. And if you sorry, don't cram. If you keep these documents handy, it will help you across every what will I call it now? Every interpretation of what kind of documents are used in this um um what will I call it now? In your EPLAN electrical drawing. For the other codes that you are seeing attached to the plus sign or equal to sign, they are maybe custom or generic. If there's a meaning, I'll get it. But what you should be particularly concerned about is that has a standard is the document type. So at this point, I would say, let me check my slide. If there are, I think on my slide, there are other things. Okay. So let's quickly talk about this before we finish. Tagging mistakes. Some of the tagging mistakes you should avoid. Duplicate tags on different devices. This is clear. You have two relay. You know they are performing different function, and you are naming it K1, K1. So it's simple. Identify K1, K2. You should be able to distinctively differentiate the symbols you are using or the devices you are using. Wrong symbol variant, normally open versus normally close. Know the particular one you are using. Check the symbols carefully. Forgetting to tag a device, bad. Because you will not even be able to cross-reference it. You do not tag a device and you have used the various contacts in different places. It will be hard for you to tag. So inconsistent naming. You are using K1. You're not using something like K-1. Use a particular convention. There are different ways to tag. Sometimes you even see something like, let's say, I'm trying to give you an example. You see K, so if I get should I say the electrical drawing, I'll show you the example. So you see another way of tagging. But those letters are always consistent. They are not just combining them anyhow. And so if you are treating EPLAN like AutoCAD and you are copying and pasting symbols without updating the device tag, you are putting yourself at another risk. So make sure if you do copy and paste, stay there, assign the tag, do everything you are supposed to do. Don't say you go and come back. It would be a whole lot. Finish and then go back to whatever you want to do. And so we have, okay, so my colleague wants to say something before we come to like the end of today's session. And we'll be taking questions. I just pray my laptop does not go off. Almost going off.
Yeah, thank you, Alfred, for today's section. I think we should take the question first before I proceed with what I want to say, so you can
Oh, okay,
preserve your
okay.
laptop and all of that.
Oh, okay. So let's quickly take the questions, please. I might even have to join. I might have to join on my phone now because my laptop is almost going.
So I think Elijah can unmute himself and ask his question.
Okay, yeah. I'm
All
trying to
right.
look for the links.
Uh,
So I joined
Good
from.
evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, everyone.
We
Can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
me?
Good evening.
All right. So my question is, these slides you're using to give us the lecture, I don't know, can you pass the slide down to us?
Hey, I said it. I will pass it down. Don't worry. After Saturday, the slide will be your own.
Okay. Okay, no problem. That's number one. Number two, I observed you're using the sample project on EPLAN. I observed
Yes.
that on EPLAN not opening. I tried loading the sample project, but it wasn't coming up.
Oh, on your own device.
So I don't know. I've tried every.
Oh, why is it not coming up? So maybe
Yes.
we'll check that personally. So it's supposed to come up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so maybe you should send a message
Okay.
later.
So how
Tomorrow
will we?
is tomorrow is Friday. There's no
Okay.
work tomorrow. You can just message me and we'll just check it together.
Okay. Okay. No problem. No problem. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you very
Okay. Desmond, please. Abi Diamond. Sorry.
Good evening, sir. Good evening,
Good, e-
everybody.
good evening. Good evening.
So my question is, you mentioned something about tagging devices. You said
Yes.
that we should tag, yes. So I was thinking, because initially when you were showing us the contactor, placing the contactor on the
Yes, yes,
page, there was
yes.
already like a tag there. Like I was
Yes.
seeing like
So
a
it's
So are we still going to manually have to tag the devices?
now this is the thing. We are using IEC symbols. IEC already we assume that and give you a tag assigned to that symbol. They already know how to place those devices under classes and subclasses. But that does not mean because I'm bringing out a contactor and I see key and I want to use it for something that, let's say it is Q, I will leave the tag there. That is why the tag is editable. As you are bringing it in, you should be able to edit your tag. So if I'm bringing in a contactor, you see key. If I'm bringing another contactor, you see key. You will see that place where you can do so many things, edit your tag, check what you are supposed to do. They are just telling you, take, fill in what you want. There is a temporary tag. If you are not using it for that function, you can kindly change it. So if they do not want you to change it, then they would maybe lock it and just say, you are streamlined to this tag. So you still have to tag your device. But if it's that particular tag that is there that you are supposed to use, then just leave it. So if you bring in a contactor, you see K. And if you want to put KM, you add letter M. Then put an identifier, maybe 1 or 2 or something. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So I'm not sure we have any other question. So let me just allow my colleague contribute to
Yes, I have
what we've
one.
done. Is it still online?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So thank you very much for the section, Mr. Alfred. It's a beautiful one, and I want to say thank you everybody for your commitment, your time, because it's 10 o'clock already, and is it 10, Abi? Yes, 10 already, and we still
Past
have
10.
past 10. We still have over 100 and something people here, so it's a lot. Thank you for your time and effort. So first of all, I would like to say what's this guy named? J Graphics. I want to say our class captain. The guy
J
J Fresh.
Graphics. Wait. What's your name, Seth? I don't
J
know.
Fresh. I want you to identify yourself first. Me will first see you.
J
Like,
Fresh.
I beg, if you're on the call, please unmute yourself. Let's have a conversation.
Ah,
Good,
ah.
good evening,
J
sir.
Wow. The
Wow.
big
See the voice, self. You're not noticing a
Very good
senior
evening.
man.
Well, good evening, sir. The big
Sir.
boss by Labi speaker.
So I just want to say you're doing a great job. Thank you. I see your efforts trying to put things together. Everybody does not have the same pace. We see some people that want to stress your life. You say use this video, use this link, they will not answer. But I see you are patient, you are helping them do this on coordinating it. So it's just from the organizer to you as training, we see your efforts, we commend you and keep it up. Thank you very much for that. So, secondly, I would like, in respect to the attendance back and forth we've been having, so we've come up with an attendance website. I don't know how to put it. It's a website in form of an LMS, but what the website does is just for the attendance only. So what I'll need from every one of us is we'll be dropping the link either today or tomorrow in the afternoon. So what I'll need is for everyone to try and log into the web before the next class. I want everyone to try and log into the web. You tell us, okay, I'm having issue logging in. We can all rectify every problem everyone is facing before the next class, so that by the next class we can make use of that attendance LMS for the class instead of this what's this thing called, the Microsoft doc I've been using. I've been cursing. I can't see the link. The link is not working. So that way we can just centralize it all and everybody would be able to sign the attendance. So I think that's majorly what I would like to say. And for people that have not seen the attendance, that say they've not signed the attendance and all of that. So I'll be dropping the links for 5 minutes now. I'll open it back and I'll drop the link here. So after dropping the link, I want everybody that has not registered before to do well to register and fill your attendance, sorry. And afterward, we can call it a day or call it a section. So I'll be dropping the link and hold on, please.
Fill your attendance.
Sorry,
Uh,
everybody, I have a question before we go.
I think I heard someone said you have a question. You can unmute yourself while I drop the attendance. The attendance will be in the chat
I
box, please.
also have a question.
Okay,
No,
okay. Be fast.
Good evening.
Let's take
please.
it quickly.
I'll make it quick. Sorry, it's not actually a question. It's
Move
actually
closer to your
We
speaker
can't hear you. You're
or your
talking to men.
mouthpiece.
sorry. This is actually a concern. Good evening, everyone. First of
Eh,
all, let
your
me
voice is
quickly.
low.
No, okay. First of all, I want to quickly appreciate Mr. Agi Alfred. God
Your
bless you. I
voice
mean,
is very low.
okay. Now, I want to quickly appreciate Mr. Agi Alfred. Thank you very much. I mean, this is.
Oh God, beg shout, we're not hearing you.
Thank you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this
Okay,
is better.
perfect. I think it was my ear. So I want to appreciate Mr. Agi Alfred. Thank you very much, sir. This is $1 million class. I mean, I know how much people pay for these things outside, but there's something that we need to really check. I mean, we just congratulated or appreciated one guy on the platform, J Fresh, for his work and all that, but I still see people sending messages at ungodly hours. I mean, people sending messages around 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m. It's
So,
it's not
so,
it's not the
oh,
best. I think
oh.
we can work with normal time. I believe some people here, most people here, are, working class and all that. And the reason why we have this data, or we don't I like, for me, I didn't mute this so that I can get prompt when classes want to start. So by the time we now wake up in the morning and we are seeing 200 messages, some people sending messages around 1, 2, 3 a.m. I mean, it's not the best. So can we just work on normal time, and once it's 10 or 11, we can wake up the next day by God's grace and see the
Nigeria.
questions, like rather than disturbing people in midnight and just.
Okay. So let me say
Thank
something
you.
about that. Sorry, my laptop is dead. I'm using another account. I'm inside. So I can feel your concern. I saw this thing, but I'll still say maybe it's because you are still a young engineer. When you start practicing, you will send message by 3 a.m. You
Mr.
will wake
Agi,
up
sorry, I'm a working class, so I work with Tetra Pak,
by.
so I know.
But I understand. But I know some. That's why I said the whole thing can be addictive. There are people in different countries too. I saw the comment just now, and it's kind of a whole lot. So when I saw that message, I saw your message, and I saw that the information was what they were looking for was kind of valid. I'm almost somebody that if I like something, I will not sleep. This call I attended, somebody can just, my course rep is very active, that they will just message her. I'll just say, Tanto by 2 a.m., send me this document, and she'll send it. So you should, I would say, for the fact that somebody mentioned that people are from different countries, I'm not saying you should now go and start looking at number and say, this person is from Nigeria, this person that sent this message, right? But I don't know, some people, light issues too. Some people might wake up they will not have lights during the day. In the area, they used to leave their light for them only at midnight. That's the only time they can say, please, maybe drop a question or something. I've not really seen anybody disrupting the group. Nobody sending advert or something. Everybody are trying to install something, trying to learn. I understand your concern that they are disturbing at night, but please still permit them small, because I'm sure I'm seeing the curiosity and everybody wants to learn, and it's beautiful. But so sometimes you have to see those things and you like have to just have to just accept it. As far as they are not really making so much noise and doing so many things. Because me too, I used to look for things in the midnight. I can just wake up by 2 a.m. and say what's the capital of Rwanda, and I'll open my laptop and be
Sorry,
looking for
can I
the
add to
capital
that?
of Rwanda. So please bear with us. If we finish installing EPLAN, we'll not disturb you in the midnight again. We'll come and disturb you when we want to install TI Portal. So you bear with us too until we are done. So don't be angry, please. Okay? Okay. Any question you have? Somebody is raising up the hand. I'm not the admin again. I joined with another phone. Can the admin hear me? Can the host, sorry, hear me? So if you have any question, it's past 10 already, please. Just
Pending
send it
that,
to me.
can I?
Okay. So just quickly drop your question. Caleb.
Yeah, not really a question, just an addition to what you said regarding the ungodly hours of messaging, right?
Oh.
While we understand this frustration, we should also understand that some people that's the time frame they have for like doing extra learning.
Yeah.
I know some people that were active till 4 a.m. Some few days ago, just because they wanted to install a plan. They couldn't sleep. They had to sacrifice their sleep. So these are the kind
maybe
of
after that
sacrifices.
4 a.m. now,
Even if we have to sacrifice, so it might not be convenient for. I don't think there's any system that can be convenient for everybody. But the best thing to do, you can actually in the morning, the admins can pin important messages on the group chat. WhatsApp already have that feature. Like very important messages can be pinned to the top, so that whenever you come in the morning, you can only go to the top for the pin section to get important messages. Why the other ones that has to do with I'm finding issues in installing this, I'm having this problem. You can actually skip all of that. And there's also provision to ask questions on the group. I think you said that several times. Oh, I can't answer this question on the call right now. Ask me on the group. So I think that's an extra provision on your end. That's an extra sacrifice for you. So you should please bear with us. Like we're all trying to learn here. So.
Yeah. So I'm sure we'll bear with you people. So one thing you can do is if your phone is always vibrating in the midnight and you think it's alert, it's people that are looking for a plan to install, please. Maybe you can just silence the group if you want to sleep. Then when you wake up, you can bring it back in and you see every message in it. So it's normal. You see it in a typical classroom. So bear with us. Edosa Emmanuel.
Good evening, sir.
Edosa Emmanuel.
Hello, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, ask your question before I want to speak.
In fact, I'm still trying. Okay. So my question is pertaining to the last class. I don't know if I can see ask.
Yeah, quickly ask.
Question from the last class.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. We're talking about contractors last class, and I can from the group and from the little knowledge I can see. I know different kind of contractors and their manufacturers. So my question is, if for example want to power a particular motor, can we just use any kind of contractor to power that motor?
So
or
yes,
there's a way we can know the specification, the type of contractors to use, or stuff like that. I don't know if you understand my question, sir.
So there is for contractors there is category. There's something they call category utilization. So there are categories of contractors. That's another assignment for everybody. There are categories. I will not collect this assignment. It's for your own good. There are categories for contractors. AC1, AC2, AC3, AC4, AC5, AC6A, AC6B. They have different places where they use this contractor. Resistive loads, inductive loads, capacitive loads, different places where different contactors are used. So check for categories of contactors and where they are used. So you know that for resistive loads, they are not so big loads. You want to use them for very small, what will I call it now? Very small loads or things that are not so big. But now when you're talking about inductive motors, you want to use your AC3. You see the categories, you see everything. For your capacitive load, you are using like AC6B. So if you even see those contactors for capacitors, they used to have a what will I call it now, a resistor on it. They will attach a resistor on that contactor so that every inrush current, it reduces the current that goes to the capacitor. So you cannot just attach a normal contactor to a capacitor. So their classification of contactors and what they are used for. So we are not really doing type of contactors. That's why we are not really going to that. But me, I'm just telling you that you can check based on classification. AC1, AC2, AC3, you see it, you see where they are used, you see why they are used, what type of electrical load they are used for. And check for ask for the pictures. You see pictures too. They will show you. So are we good?
Okay.
Are we good?
Okay. Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
you
think
can.
that's all for
Hello,
tonight,
hello.
right?
I have a question, sir.
Oh, yeah, before.
Okay, so hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Please
I can
make
hear
it
you.
snappy, please.
Hello. Please, I'm not able to access the message, so I'm not able to type in the attendance.
Oh, you're not able to access what? The link?
The link, the chat box. When I try getting there, it's closes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so they said from tomorrow we'll be using a website. We'll post it on the announcement page so you can go through the website, log in, just play around it so that for subsequent times we'll be using the website.
So today, no attendance for us.
There is attendance, but the link is closed. It's a typical school system. Not everybody gets to write attendance. But don't worry, it's 80% attendance or 70% attendance. So you are still on track.
80% too, I bet not less than 70. 70 as you.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
thank you very
that
much.
would be okay. Do you understand now, Andrew?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So
Okay,
somebody said that will be all for tonight, please.
Any other
Thank.
question should come
I
to
have a
the
question, sir.
general
I have
group.
a question.
Who is this? Dami Larry. Oh yeah, what's
Yes.
your question?
Okay. Sir, I observed that in the coding you have EFS, EMA. E is coming first. And I want to ask more like an observation. Is the E coming first because the drawing is basically electrical? Because
So
I
you were not in
expected.
class. That means you have to go and rewatch this video after they post it on YouTube. We have explained everything. If A is coming first, why A comes first, why B comes first, why C comes first. So E comes first because it's an electrical document. Then two other letters
Okay.
will tell you what type of electrical document. So when they
Okay.
upload the document, when they upload the video, go and
No, no,
rewatch and you will understand.
the video is on YouTube already. So you just go to
Oh,
the
okay.
live section on our YouTube channel, then you can always see all the
Then you can
videos.
always watch. Then you
Yes.
understand the full explanation of those letters.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, bye bye. Good night. People should let me sleep.